let's pretend you're a seller. Let's pretend you put your house on the market, and let's pretend that you overpriced it. Now, I know you are not going to do that because you constantly hear me preach about how important it is to list correctly right out of the gate. But let's pretend that you overpriced your house. So let's take a second to put ourselves in a buyer's position instead of a seller's position. If you are looking at a house and the price is more than you think it should be, I'm sure you ask yourself, what would be an acceptable offer versus what would be an offensive offer? This is the framework I use for price reductions. If the house is worth $1 million, reducing the price from $1 million to $950,000 doesn't make sense. That is a number that somebody would have offered. So therefore, people are not thinking that a house is worth even $950,000. Now, if you take the price reduction to $925,000, that kind of starts to border, is this offensive? Maybe they would have offered $900,000, which if you're not getting that offer either, then people probably don't even think $925,000 to $950,000 is the price, which puts us down to, okay, do we drop it to $900,000? You as a seller are going to have a cow because that's a lot of money. But if the house isn't worth $1 million and it's only worth $450,000, you priced it wrong and that's your fault and it's not worth $1 million. Now, staying with our example, if you reduce the price from $1 million to $900, this opens up the floor to all the buyers who wanted to submit something in the 800,000s. Now, even if you were to drop it to $925, because I think I have a whole video on choosing the actual number that you need to list at, you can do that as well because $925 kind of tips you over into the high eights. And you just have to be realistic with what's out there, what your house is worth, the condition, the upgrades, and these all play into the price strategy. If you have a good foundation to stand on, then use it, present it. Show those buyers why the house is worth something and why you listed it there. And if you don't, then you're going to continue having price reductions. Know your product. Make sure that you list properly. And if you are making price cuts, you're not doing them in 50,000 increments from $1 million to $950,000 to $900,000. That is a waste of time, and buyers are still going to wait for it to drop even lower.